Hi, welcome. What's your name? Okay. Okay, looks like we got you in the system. So, I just have some quick information for you to fill out. Welcome to Soundly, the sleep clinic. Let's just go over it really fast, okay? And I'll have you take a seat, and the doc will be with you in a second, okay? But okay, let's figure this out. First and last name. Okay. Date of birth. Okay. Address. Oh, can you spell it for me? Alright, and what's the zip there? Okay. What's your telephone number starting with your area code? Alright. It's chilly in here. Are you cold? Ooh. I'm gonna just put my jacket on. Where's my jacket? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Be right with you. Just so cold. I feel like my fingers are frozen. I can't even type. Okay. Alright. Emergency contact. And that's your, okay. What's your phone number? Her phone number. Alright. And how did you hear about us? Was it like a billboard or a friend or online? Okay. Cool. Cool. Alright, what about allergies? Do you have any allergies? And what happens? A rash? Okay, no other symptoms? Okay. What medications are you on? About vitamins? Do you like that? Does it work for you? I've been thinking about getting into that, but I just don't know. Yeah. So you like it? You think it's working? What brand is that? Oh. Okay, well, I'm totally gonna look at that later. Thanks. What other vitamins, supplements, anything? Okay. Alright, and then, just real quick, tell me, like, why are you here at the sleep clinic? What are you trying to achieve? I can't sleep well. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I got everything that we need right now. Okay, so you can just, have a seat real quick, and, I'll grab the doc for you, okay? Okay, thanks. Hello. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Yeah, I'm Dr. Mo. Nice to meet you. So, I know my secretary had you fill out the form. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you're here, what your issues are? And how long has this been going on? Okay. Did anything change in your life around that time? Okay, sometimes, a traumatic experience can change how our body, does many processes, but how well it sleeps, how well the brain shuts down, Medications can have a lot of effects on your sleep, positive and negative, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm glad you're here. We're going to get to the bottom of this. So we have a couple different steps. So today we're just going to kind of go over some information with you, and I'll recommend a few things for you to take home and to try there. At that point, when you come back for your second visit with us, we'll go over any changes, anything like that, and we may continue along the path that we're going to be on, or we may schedule a sleep study with you. And it's just like it is. It's always a little nerve-wracking, but you come in, you're wearing comfortable clothes. We're going to hook your brain up to some electrodes, and we're going to be monitoring your heart, and we're just going to watch you sleep, which of course is difficult if you're in a different bed. You know you're being watched. It's definitely, some people really like it because they get the answers that they need, but I agree it is a little stressful to be watched while you're sleeping, but we do try to make it as comfortable as possible. We have, everybody gets their brand new sheets, and it's something that you and I would talk about. You can bring sheets from home. Once we get to that point, we can kind of go from there, okay? Okay. Well, okay, so let's talk about sleep for a minute. Typically, it takes about 15 minutes to fall asleep. It varies depending on the person. I've known plenty of people who can fall asleep with a drop of a hat, but typically it takes 15 minutes. There's two basic cycles. You've got your non-REM and your REM cycle. REM just stands for rapid eye movement, and you'll see it if you ever watched somebody sleeping. Their eyes kind of go back and forth like that. And then the non-REM is when you don't see that. Of course, our eyes are closed when this happens, but you're still able to see it go back and forth, okay? So each cycle is about 45 minutes. That does vary, but you go through many of those cycles throughout your sleep. Let's see, let me go back into each cycle. So they're both very important. REM cycle is when you typically are in your dream state. If you have dreams, it's going to be in your REM. Your brain is a little bit more fired up at that point in time. It's the time where your brain is stimulated the most in your sleep, and it can actually help with your learning, and associated with increased production of proteins that are important for your day-to-day life. So that cycle clearly is very important, and you do want to make sure you're getting that cycle. Your non-REM is also important. Both cycles are important, and each cycle goes into further stages too. I'll send you a pamphlet at home with you if you want to really dive into the literature. But your non-REM stage is the stage that's going to be rebuilding your body, regrowing your tissues and your muscles, and it also strengthens the immune system. So obviously, two very important stages, and we want you to be able to get into each stage, cycle in and out of them adequately. So that kind of breaks that down a little bit for you. Let's see. So signs that you're not getting enough sleep. Obviously, you feel tired, right? That's the first one. Nod your head and tell me if any of these kind of click with you. Okay, so let me just take a note real fast while we go through these. Okay. So, I mean, yeah, lots of signs. Obviously, fatigue. Okay, you're feeling very fatigued. That's the most obvious sign. You can be moody and, more quickly irritated. Okay, a little bit of that. And some of these things you don't even realize. That's why the next step is very important. But okay, so that depression. You can crave junk food when you're reaching for that bag of Cheetos or whatever it is, some ice cream. Okay. Weight gain. Battle breakouts, so acne can happen more often when you're not getting adequate sleep. Yeah, most people are surprised to hear that. Your skin looks great though, I can't imagine that'd be a problem for you. Okay. And then harder focus, it's more difficult to focus, and your memory, somebody can be talking to you and then you walk away and you already forgot what they just said to you. Okay, so definitely that. Yeah, so work's being a little bit more of a challenge for you. And what do you do? Okay. Alright. So it normally takes about 15 minutes for people to get to sleep. When they're asleep, of course, we want 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Some people do okay on 6, some people need 10, but I would say at the very minimum, you need 6. That's really pushing it. I think 7 is really where we want to be. Yeah. I mean, those cycles are just really important to get both into. So, I am going to give you a pamphlet to take home. So any medications, if they're having side effects that's making you sleepy, I want you to take note of that. But, so I want you to go home and I want you to get a journal. It doesn't have to be brand new. It can be computer paper stapled together. You could go out and buy yourself a brand new journal. Use whatever pens you want. This is for you. Decorate it, not decorate it. Does not matter. Okay, this is for you. You will bring it next time and we will talk about it, but really it's going to be for your eyes and for your own awareness. Perfect. Excellent. So, I will give you this sheet to take home so you know what you're recording, and you can, like I said, you can design your journal however you want. If you want to do columns, if you want to write it out like a diary, this is for you. But things I want you to include in this journal. I want you to include when you went to bed every day and when you woke up in the morning every day. Okay? If you woke up in the middle of your sleep, I want you to note the time if you can. I know sometimes it's hard, you roll over and I get it, plus bright light. If you don't have a clock in your room, I'd like for you to get one that you can see. The reason is, for this stage at least, you can do away with it later, but I don't want you reaching over and looking at your cell phone to see what time it is, okay? Because one, that blue light is not helpful for sleep. 2, you're gonna see something on your cell phone and it's gonna distract you, and maybe you'll check Instagram, or maybe you got a work note coming through to your email that popped up. There's too many distractions on your phone. So I want you to get a clock, alright, and you can just see it so you know what time you go to bed, without checking your phone. You can see what time you woke up without checking your phone. Okay. Any kind of clock you want, just one that you can see. Okay. Let's see. So when you woke up, when you went to bed, if you woke up in the middle of the night, what time, and if there's a cause for it, write that down too. Okay. If you woke up because you had to go pee. If you woke up because your stomach was unhappy. If you woke up because, you know, somebody was making noise, snoring, whatever. Let me know, okay? Or write it down. And then I want you to rate the quality of sleep, okay? Do you feel really rested when you wake up? Do you feel still groggy when you wake up? Do you feel energized? And you can write, you know, adjectives down if you want to, but rate it. And this is going to be your scale. Again, I want this to be something that is personal to you, okay? So whatever scale you want. It can be a 1 to 5, 1 to 10. It can be smiley faces, frowny faces. It can be whatever you want. Yeah, stickers. I don't know, gold stars. The only limitation is your creativity, okay? So, the quality of sleep that you think you got. Next, I want you to record. This one's harder for some people. I'm not sure why, but so 3 hours before bedtime, I want you to make a note of what you're eating and drinking. Okay, if you're having coffee 3 hours before you sleep, well, maybe we found the problem, right? And it's never as simple as that, I wish. But, you know, just, it does help. You know, if you had any dreams, you don't have to tell me about them. You can just say, dreamt, you know. And then medications, so what dose, what time, what they are, because that can directly interfere with your sleep too. Okay, so those are the things that you're going to be recording. You can, of course, record more things if you want to. I'm not, what you were wearing, what your, gosh, some people actually use this journal as a way to jumpstart other things in their life, which I thought was brilliant. I had a lady write her skincare routine in the morning and night in here. I would have never thought of doing that, but it helped her keep accountability of that part too. So if you want to do that, that's great. But yeah, so those are the nuts and bolts of what I want you to write down, okay? And like I said, I'll give you this list. You don't have to remember it all right now. Real quick tips, okay? And then I'll let you get out of here. This is a pretty quick consultation. The next one's more in depth because we really jump into it, okay? So, couple things to take home with you when you're thinking about sleep. Only use your bed for sleeping. Okay, you're not gonna read the newspaper there, you're not gonna eat breakfast in there, you're not gonna watch movies in there. You're going to go to bed and you're going to sleep. That's it. That's all you gotta retrain your habit there. I need you to limit the amount of naps you take during the day. Okay? Yeah, we gotta get those down. I mean, I know you're tired, I know you're struggling to power through, but you know, if you're gonna take a nap, make it a 20-minute nap. Try to just limit it, okay? And then record that too. That is definitely something. If you are taking naps, you gotta record that, and you gotta treat it just like this other log when you took a nap, when you got up from the nap, if you dreamt during the nap, all those things, okay? Treat it like a nighttime log. Okay, so the other thing is when you wake up in the morning, tempting as it is, especially those Saturday, Sunday mornings when you just want to relax in bed, take your time. Don't. I know, I'm no fun, am I? But don't. Get up within a half hour, okay? If you wake up the first time your eyes open and you take note of what time it is, you have a half hour to get out of bed at the most. Don't treat it like, oh, I'm gonna lay around here. Don't do it. Yep. So half hour at the most. 15 minutes really is where I want you to be, but we're gonna do things in stages. Okay, we're gonna crank up the difficulty as we go. Okay. So diet is a big one too. Obviously, like I said, you don't want to be drinking caffeine 3 hours before you go to bed, but sugar also has a very similar effect. Okay, so we want to limit your sugar, we want to limit your booze, and we want to limit your caffeine, especially 3 hours before you sleep, but really all around. You know, the goal is to get you off of caffeine because you're sleeping so well at night, you wake up energized and you don't need it anymore. That sounds good, doesn't it? I know. And you know, there are weeks that aren't going to be as good as other weeks, and that's just life. That's how it is. Stresses happen, and stresses keep you up at night, but that's the goal, okay? So sugar, caffeine, and booze, try to cut back on those, okay? Again, this is our first step, so just trying to cut back right before bed, and then we'll kind of continue into the rest of your day, okay? Working out, you know, as a doctor, of course, I want you to eat healthy, I want you to exercise, I want you to have good social connections, I want you to have you time, I want a very holistic life for you. So working out, whatever that is, walking with a friend, rowing, going to the gym, lifting weights, doing yoga, whatever your workout is, just move your body. But if you can, do not do it within 2 hours of when you want to sleep. It just wakes you up too much. It just does. You get the blood flowing and pumping, and all of a sudden your brain is more awake, which is great, but not when you're trying to go to sleep. Yeah, so we're going to try to limit your workout, 2 hours before bedtime, before that mark, okay? And then temperature. Now this is, believe it or not, a very hotly debated thing, even though there's been multiple studies out. I don't know about you and your significant other, but you know, you fight over the temperature all the time, right? What temperature do you like to keep it? Okay. So when you're sleeping, and I have to admit, I don't do this either. But when you're sleeping, I always have to look because it seems wrong to me when I say it. You want your temperature to be 60 to 67 degrees, which to me seems very cold. I'm cold right now. I'm a cold person. But that's where the studies say that's the best sleep temperature within that range. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I still keep mine at 69. During the day, I keep mine at 71. I drop it 2 degrees to sleep. I'm a cold person. Just the way it is. Okay, so we're gonna schedule your next visit, okay, with my secretary, and then go home. She'll give you all the information that you need to start making these slow changes in your life, to have a journal, and then next time we'll talk a little bit about what worked, what didn't, what you noticed. Half the battle is just noticing your habits that you don't pick up on because they're habits. We all have them. So, and then the third time, if you feel like we need to do a sleep study, or we agree that that's a good choice for you, we can absolutely do that, okay? I'm hoping we can get through some of these nuts and bolts without doing one, but I have no problem doing it. We do it all the time. I just know it can be a bit awkward. Yeah, having people watch you while you sleep. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so just quickly today, tomorrow, or next time we'll go into a lot more depth. We'll really, dive in and see where we're at, okay? Okay, it was so nice to meet you. Sleep well.